Hello, folks. I am back. Earlier today, Big Johnson Guns and Gear put out a video. It was the six top steel pistols that was in his collection, and there were some really, really nice firearms. And I really enjoyed watching all the different firearms that he had. In particular, the one was a older Smith and Wesson firearm that he had, and I believe that he said that was his first firearm that he ever bought. Um, he asked us for what would be our top six, and I responded to him and said I would like to do a VR as a or video response as a response to what the my top six would be. So let me start that out with my Sig Sauer P226 TAC Ops. This is one of my favorite firearms. I've been a very big fan of this firearm since the early 90s. Back then, it was the P226, and that was when I couldn't afford one of these, but now I can, and I'm really happy with this firearm. I've been shooting it a lot lately since now I can have it suppressed. It also has that allure from the Navy SEAL movies, and this was the firearm that the Navy SEALs have used or a variant of. And I really like this firearm a great deal, and that's why it's one of my top six. I really enjoy shooting this, and it gives me that feel of a special ops guy or whatnot, as far as my imagination can take me. Let me go with my second one, and you another thing that I've noticed that with the steel guns, majority of the steel guns were are hammer fired. This is the CZ75P01. Now, this one is not your standard one. I had some work done on it with the from Cajun Gun Works. I bought this in 2017 when I retired, and I recently sent this to Cajun Gun Works and got this back. So it means a lot to me with all the different serrations on here, as well as the optic cut here with the hollow sun. I recently just got the lock grips on this firearm, and I really like it. I like the way it feels. These are the Palm Swell ones here. You can also get a discount code from Big Johnson, and Big Johnson will supply that for you. So just check on his YouTube channel. You'll see that on there. I can't remember the code at this time, but but it's really worth it to use his code and to get a fairly decent discount. Uh, and as you see, that was a CZ, and I'm going to bring out another CZ. This is one of my favorite CZs. Um, there, I mean, once you get a CZ, you'll end up getting a whole bunch of other CZs. But this one's a little special to me because this is actually my first CZ that I got that is from the CZ's actual custom shop. This is going to be the CZ75 SP01 Shadow Target 2. That's a mouthful. And I really like this firearm. It's very, very accurate. Uh, it's much more accurate than I am. I actually got this, I believe, uh, before I got my Shadow 2, if I'm correct. But I like shooting this. It has some of the looks of the standard Shadow, the standard SPO1 with a little bit of different styling parts, and as far as rear sighting and fiber optic sights, and it's very accurate. The next firearm I'm going to show you, now we're going to go into the single action realm. This one is a unicorn right here. This one is called the Staccato R. Now, the Staccato R comes in two different calibers. It comes in the 9mm as well as the 45. This is the 45 version. I do have the 9mm version, and it is a very excellent firearm. It has been cleared to be used in I believe it's IDPA, so it is legal for that. Unfortunately, Staccato had put a halt to production of the Staccato Rs. I do not know when they're going to bring these back. I believe it's because of the law enforcement contracts that they have to do with the C2 and the P version. This thing is pretty much like a laser. It's very, and a lot of people will dispute this because they said there's a little bit of polymer. I know they made comments in, somebody made a comment in Big Johnson's YouTube page where they said this might should not be considered. But yes, this has a weight of your standard 1911. It's just that the polymer is just basically for the grip. Uh, like I said, it's very, very accurate. It's spot on. And actually, I have other staccatos. I shoot this the most. I have roughly about 1,200 rounds in this. My other ones are somewhere where the 500 round mark. So I really like this one. It's really nice and very good to shoot. Another one is going to be the TRP. I've been looking for a TRP for the longest time. At the time I purchased this one. Now, this TRP is a little bit different from your standard TRP, and this is a little bit of like a unicorn. This is the Springfield Armory TRP, or what they call the Tactical Response Pistol. Um, it's if you notice here, if you look at it, it has a full Picatinny rail, the length of the slide. This whole bottom portion is the length of the slide. And also, if you notice here, this is a bull barrel. So there's no bushing on the front of this 1911 here. It has the bull barrel, very heavy, very weighty. Um, One of the things is with the weight, when you shoot this, it doesn't feel like you're shooting a 45. It pretty much feels much lighter than shooting your standard 45 load, because there's the weight is holding the every time you fire this is it's stopping that recoil, and you have a bull barrel, which makes a big difference with that also. One thing about this, what I notice about this is with the sights here, with the rear sight, which is a tritium, and in the front. When I open up my safe, this is the first thing I see when I open the safe up um, with these sights. As you see, the rear sights are fully adjustable. I can really shoot this very well with little to no effort. I can really get some groups in real tight. So even though this is rated as a tactical firearm, it can be, in my opinion, used as a competition firearm, provided it meets weight requirements. But it's really good as a target pistol as well. Really love this firearm, and it's going to be. This is not going anywhere. And by the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned this was a used firearm, but it was in really good condition. And last but not least, number 6 is going to be the Dan Wesson Valor. Now, the Dan Wesson Valor, this particular model, they claimed this was discontinued. Now, it was discontinued, and then they came out with a different version of the Valor later. It was discontinued for about a year, where the trigger is a little bit different. It's kind of has a flatter face trigger with the which I would say skeletonized portion there, but it's a flatter face trigger. Also, with the new Valors, they're bobbed right here. So this is, I would say, probably one of the original Valors that are out there. One of the things that I really like about this is looks very plain Jane. It doesn't have a whole lot of crazy roll markings or anything like that. And it doesn't. It only thing it says on the one side, if you can see that, it just says Valor. Other than that, you will see Dan Wesson right up in this corner here where it's pretty much barely visible. Another unique thing is their sighting system is a little different. You have the tritium dot here, and then the dot in the front here. So it's kind of like dot over dot, or what they call figure eight. Like I said, it gives you everything you need and nothing that you don't want. You have your checkering in the back here, and you have your front strap checkering here. And like I said, it may look plain Jane, but it shoots very accurately. It's a somewhat weighty, but absorbs recoil, and it's very accurate. So that's it, folks. This is my video response to Big Johnson Guns and Gear. Uh, I would like for everybody to also send a video response to him to uh, so he'll know what your top six are. Other than that, happy shooting, stay safe, hashtag 2A.